When most people think about retirement planning, they focus on getting to a specific number. Maybe it's 1.5 million, maybe it's 3 million. But here's the real question. How long does that number need to last? For many retirees today, the answer isn't 20 years. It might be 30 or even 35 years. Living to 95 is no longer rare. In fact, for healthy individuals or couples, it's increasingly likely. And if your retirement plan isn't built to last that long, then you could face something far more stressful than a bad investment or a tax bill. You could face the reality of running out of money before you run out of life. That's the longevity dilemma. And for those approaching retirement today, it's one of the most underappreciated, but most important risks to plan for. Hi, I'm Scott Beasley, Certified Financial Planner at Gateway Financial Partners. I help individuals and couples approaching retirement create purpose-driven strategies that support your goals, reduce tax exposure, and provide income that lasts. If you find this video helpful, I encourage you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about what it really means to plan for a 95-year lifespan and how to build a retirement strategy that works, whether you live to 75, 85, or 95 and beyond. 1. The odds of living to 95 are increasing. Let's start with the data, because this isn't about fear, it's about facts. According to the Society of Actuaries, a healthy 65-year-old woman has nearly a 30% chance of living to age 95. For a healthy 65-year-old man, the odds are just over 20%. But for a 65-year-old couple, there's nearly a 50% chance that one spouse will reach 95. That's not a fringe possibility. That's normal for many people I work with. And the numbers get even higher for high-income families. That's because the lifestyle, access to healthcare, and education all correlate with longer life expectancy. So if you're in great health, you take care of yourself, and you're financially secure, you need to expect longevity and plan for it accordingly. 2. Longevity isn't just another risk, it's a risk multiplier. The problem with living longer isn't just more years to fund, it's that every other retirement risk becomes more dangerous the longer you live. For example, inflation has more time to erode your purchasing power, healthcare costs become more likely and more expensive, market downturns have more chances to happen, and tax policy changes could affect a bigger portion of your income. We call this the risk multiplier effect. The longer you live, the more exposed you are, not just to one thing, but to everything. That's why longevity is so critical to address early, because once you're in your 80s or 90s, you may not have the flexibility to make major course corrections. A long life can be a blessing, but without the right financial structure, it can also become a burden. 3. What a 30-plus year retirement actually looks like. Let's walk through a quick scenario. Imagine you retire at 65 with $2 million saved. You want to spend $100,000 per year indexed to inflation. If you plan for 25 years, the numbers may work just fine. But if you live 30 or 35 years instead, you may need to reduce spending, work longer, take on more investment risk. All things that could have been addressed earlier. Here's where the strategy matters. We often recommend breaking retirement into phases. The go-go years, age 65 to 75, include active travel, hobbies, and more spending. The slow-go years, age 70 to 85, lifestyle slows, but healthcare spending may rise. And the no-go years, age 85 and beyond, spending tends to decline, but unpredictably so due to care needs. By planning around realistic shifts in lifestyle, we can create more accurate projections and better align your assets with how and when you'll use them. 4. Why investment strategy needs to evolve. Here's the trap I see too many retirees falling into. They get too conservative too quickly. They think, I'm retired, so I shouldn't take any risk. But if you're retiring at 65 and may live 30 plus years, that's a long investment horizon. You still need part of your portfolio positioned for growth, not just income or preservation. That doesn't mean taking unnecessary risk. It means being intentional with asset allocation across time horizons. That's why we use a 3-bucket strategy with many clients. Bucket 1 includes cash and short-term bonds for the next 1 to 3 years, while Bucket 2 is a balanced portfolio for the next 4 to 10 years. Bucket 3 is growth-oriented investments for years 10 and beyond. By time segmenting your money, we can reduce stress about short-term market fluctuations while giving you long-term dollars to grow. 5. Healthcare and long-term care in a long retirement. One of the biggest financial curveballs in a 30-plus year retirement is healthcare. According to Fidelity, a healthy couple retiring in 2025 will need about $350,000 for out-of-pocket healthcare costs. That includes Medicare premiums, copays, deductibles, and prescriptions. But it does not include long-term care, and that's where things get complicated. If one spouse needs memory care or a nursing home, the cost can exceed $100,000 per year, and that level of care may last 3 to 5 years or longer. In a long retirement, the odds of needing long-term care skyrocket. 70% of people age 65 or older will need some form of care. Women, who tend to live longer, are more likely to require extended services. To prepare, we often build in dedicated healthcare reserves, like a set-aside investment account, or hybrid long-term care policies, which is life insurance with long-term care benefits, or asset-based protection strategies that can offset large care expenses without burdening family or draining your portfolio. Planning for care doesn't mean expecting the worst. It means protecting your independence and giving your family peace of mind no matter how long you live. 6. The cognitive decline factor. Here's something most people don't talk about. If you live into your 90s, the odds of cognitive decline increase significantly. This could mean forgetting to pay bills, misunderstanding investment statements, falling victim to financial scams, or simply struggling with complex decisions about taxes, RMDs, or asset allocation. That's why your plan shouldn't just work today. It should work when you're 85 or 90 and don't want to manage everything yourself anymore. We often help clients simplify their finances in advance by consolidating accounts, automating income distributions, assigning trusted contacts or durable powers of attorney, and in some cases, transitioning to professional managed portfolio with guardrails in place. Planning for longevity means planning for more than just math. It means thinking ahead to protect your future self when you're more vulnerable. 7. How to build a plan that supports a 95-year life. So, what does this all mean in practical terms? Here are a few key strategies we use with clients who want to build a plan that lasts. Assume longevity. Don't plan to 85 if there's a real chance you'll live past 90. Stress test your income. Use conservative withdrawal rates, around 3.5% to 4%, and model how your portfolio performs over 30 to 35 years. Include inflation. Make sure your spending projections grow with inflation over time. And layer in guaranteed income. Consider strategies like delayed Social Security or even annuities with lifetime benefits to create a baseline of income that won't run out. Address taxes early. Use the low income years before RMDs to convert to Roth IRAs or shift income sources. Plan for healthcare. Whether through insurance or reserve assets, make sure long-term care events won't derail the rest of your plan. And simplify with age. As you get older, reduce complexity and focus on decision-making ease. Ultimately, it's about building flexibility into your plan so you're not boxed in, whether life lasts 20 years or 40. Let's recap the core insight from today's video. Living to 95 is no longer a rare event. It's something every retiree should prepare for, especially if you're healthy and financially successful. But longevity is not just an extension of your timeline. It's a multiplier of every risk you face in retirement. That's why planning for a long life means more than just a large number. It means building a strategy that grows with inflation, adjusts through market cycles, protects against healthcare surprises, and simplifies as you age. Because the goal isn't just to make your money last, it's to make it last well, so you can live with confidence, freedom, and purpose every stage of retirement. If you're approaching retirement and want to make sure your plan is built to last, whether you live to 75, 85, or 95, let's talk. Click the link in the description below to schedule a conversation. We'll walk through your financial picture, your goals, and what it would take to create a retirement strategy that supports you for the long haul. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's thinking about retirement longevity too.